with the Ace of Cups, the Judgment, and the Wild card that states you're a badass. Being full of life, full of possibilities through this deck, you may find a path to your best self. So that points me right back to the Ace of Cups and how you can use your inner understandings and being a participant in your inner world. It's just like if God came down from heaven or whatever and came and fucked with us. You doing that, you can do that in your own world. I know I do that in my world. I am an active participant in my inner world. And being that I brought up God, in this instant, I'm referring to God as me being the God of my own inner world. I can place judgment on my situations based on my integrity of my own God position of my inner world. And if you're in alignment, you can have the past to cast judgments. What you do it anyway, even if you're in a situation that you swear to God you're not wrong, but in your heart you know where you're wrong at, you can expect for things to unfold and play out in a manner to where you will have some sort of judgment casted upon you based on the shit that you did that you know you weren't all the way in alignment of. Whether you did that on purpose or not, most of the time it's not going to be on purpose. If you be a participant in your own inner world, you can learn how to calibrate your own inner judgment equilibrium system, because you can make whatever you want to make true or false. So if you did something dead ass wrong and it ain't no way of getting around that, then you just shout out and fucked up. But if you are in a position or a situation where you did something that's kind of fucked up from outsiders looking in, but in your heart you know that the reason why you did it has something to do with your own standing on your own 2 feet and having to do with your own integrity and not going against your own inner moral systems, don't allow the outside world to convince your inward world that you're wrong. You take the wheels and you take the steering wheel and to put the ball in your court, and remember the actual reason. Put that in your heart so that you won't judge your life not accordingly, because you are, like this card says, you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. And with this reading, you will find a path to your best self. Not with this reading, but with your own guidance, your own inner guidance, you can guide your reality the way you want to guide it, based on your own judgment if it has integrity. You can't judge others. You can only judge yourself. And we judge ourselves, and not unknowingly we be judging ourselves, and we swear to God, oh, look at the devil. Look what God did to me. God, where you at? Not knowing, bitch, you're the one who is creating this shit. So, in other words, you can do something wrong, but if you know and hold strong to what you know as far as the reason why it had to happen like that, you won't have to face judgment on that necessarily, because you have a true reason. You are the judge. Your inner world is what's going to control your exterior world first. That's how it works. We don't want to believe that, but that's why we always turn around and say it's somebody else's fault. Take your own will and stop letting other people direct the theme of your life. Don't let nobody else direct the theme of your life and the movie scenes and be the director when this is your life. You are the star, the director, the producer, and all of that shit, the writer and all of that. Unless you don't realize that is your power, then you'll allow other people reinforcements of this regular basic ass life to convince your mind that is how you are to judge yourself, and that you're dead wrong based on status quo type of shit, based on nobody in this reality understanding the equilibrium system, realizing that there always is a right and wrong in every situation. You can't never look at something as, oh, that's just wrong. You don't fucking know. So you can only for yourself go inside of yourself and figure out how it ain't wrong and how it is right. Now, how far that can go, it all depends on your intentions with the situation that you acted out, that you're now having to put judgment on yourself about. It all depends on your actual intentions. So if your intentions was fucked up, oh well, you're going to face judgment on that. But at least now, from here on out, try to keep a track on what your intentions are from moment to moment, especially when you're doing things that affect long-term things in your life and other people. And most of the time, we can't even say it like that. Small things can affect your long-term reality. What you allow to listen to, who you talk to, and how you engage in these stupid-ass conversations is going to affect you in a long-term way. And when it happens, you won't have an awareness of it. That's why it's important to keep things in check, even when those are not the highlighted reasons as to why you're trying to hold on to your integrity and your moral systems. It ain't got nothing to do with I need to keep myself in check because I want to be a good person. You don't even know what a good person is because you haven't realized your judgment system on the inside don't have to be calibrated in the way that the world wants it calibrated. I ain't saying that you get away with doing wrong. I'm saying that you have an inner system to guide you to what is right for you and what's wrong for you. Not what's wrong for the world, and now you want to look at what's wrong for the world and think that that's what's wrong for you. Hell no, you'll never be able to get any satisfaction and to get any type of power. You'll never be able to replenish your power with that type of mindset and those types of ideas. And then you got the star card at the bottom of the deck, and we keep having the hangman and the death. So again, you got to the hangman and the death kind of in one form kind of is similar to one another, not archetypically, but from just what I'm talking about right now, because the death wants you to bring death to a whole lot of the brainwashings that you have endured all your life. Brain death to that shit and remember who's the one that's in control of your reality and your life. Don't nobody know your inner world, and your inner world is what creates your outer world. So brain death to other authority figures on the outside that you know are not in alignment to the life that you are and who you are as an individual and the path that you're on. Instead, hang yourself upside down with the hangman, the hanged one, and this deck is called a hanged one, and look at all aspects of who you are. Flip yourself inside out. Find out everything that the spirit wants you to know about you, because these are things that nobody will be able to know but you. So look at that shit for yourself so nobody can tell you shit about what's going on with how you need to look at whatever the outside world hands you. You can look at this shit however you want, depending on how your intentions are and how you perceive things. And with that all being said, that makes you be the star of the situation. That makes the heavens and the spirits above, when they look down at the world, you'll be one of those twinkling lights that they can see, because you're walking in some sort of purpose. You're doing things with some sort of integrity, and you're the one that's controlling the situation and not the outside world controlling your reality. No, you will be the one controlling the situation on your own. As above, so without. Everything is backwards in the internal world. So you need to tap into that so that you know how to actually be the master of your life, or let's just say God, since everybody wants to say that they're gods. You're God when it comes to your world. Yeah, you are. Let's just say that. But you ain't God as far as all possibilities, because bitch, you're not all possibilities, and you don't even know what the possibilities are for yourself. So let's start at letter A. Let's start at number 1, and remember where our authority lies first. You don't have authority over shit if you don't have authority over your own life, your own reality, your own inward world, and what you manifest. If you don't realize that you have authority over that, you need to sit down with trying to tell somebody else what to do, and that goes for the people who's trying to do that for you. Now, when it comes to people who want to help you with advice from a non-biased space, that's going to be hard to find in your actual regular life. It ain't a lot of people like that in general. And a lot of times it needs to come from people who, unbiasedness, sometimes, like for instance, I can be unbiased to a friend or family member as far as advice, but they're not unbiased with receiving my information or receiving my advice. They may be by default would think there's some type of personal judgment and they won't receive it right. So let's be your own authority. Let's be your own judge then. Then the lovers cards keep coming up. That's Gemini. You know, we're in Gemini season. And in this picture of the lovers card, I'm not finna show it, but in the picture, you know how it's a couple standing before a angel or a god or something, but the god in this picture looks so disheartened. She's holding her heart, and she can't even look at these people, because it's like you have no connection with this inner world. Where are you, God? You know how we ask God, where are you, God? That's what your inner world is crying out to you. Lord, where are you? We need your help. We need your assistance. We need you to see something. Damn, can you look at your own self so that you can help the inner world, your actual universe inside of you, and the organ, however you want to look at it. I don't want to go too deep. I don't want to sound pseudo and sound fake. But this is just allegories for me. This is how I understand in my human reality how to look at things that I cannot see with my physical eyes. So that's what the Bible and all that shit is about, allegory. So I made an allegory. This is my internal world, and the people in my internal world are crying out for you to see what's going on so that you can fix things from the outside in, because they can't do it from the inside. God expresses itself through you, so you're the one who has to be the expression of God, and it changes with how you are intact with your inward world. Because however you decide to perform or however you decide to move is going to affect you first. Yeah, it's going to affect everybody else. But to have a situation that's for the greater good of all, make sure that you know what's going on with your intentions inside and how these things may affect you. You even got the Page of the same damn cards keep coming out. God damn, the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles pretty much is just saying everything that you want is right here at your fingertips in your imagination. But right now you're only at the page because you have not decided to step inside your inner world and take control and take authority and take accountability or whatnot. And I hate the word accountability. That shit been overused, because when I say accountability, I ain't even talking about accountability because you did wrong to somebody and you're wrong telling them you're wrong. I'm talking about accountability to know that everything that you experience is all on you, baby. It's I don't give a damn if somebody did it to you or not. It still was on you. You the one manifested the situation to have to fall like that. If you had to did some work on yourself, and it fell in a way to somebody had to so-called do something to you, the way you would have received it and acted out on it would have been totally different and might not would have affected you. And not only that, had you done the inner work or did some shadow work and did your shit the way you supposed to know you've been supposed to do it, those things might have not even manifested in the first place. So it's your fault. Take some accountability so that you can take the wheel of your own life and direct shit the way you want it to. Else be quiet. Don't cry about it. This is, hey, fuck it. And nobody will care about it, just like you don't care about your own inner world. And that's the end of that.